My name is Danielle Kirsov, and the candidate introduction that I watched was by Seth MacFarlane, introducing Bernie Sanders in October 2015. Overall, I think that his introduction went very well because the audience seemed very receptive, engaged, and motivated throughout the entire speech. And one thing that worked really well for him, I think, is his incorporation of jokes, especially in the transitions between different sections. And so within the first 15 seconds, Seth was able to grab the audience's attention by opening with a joke. He was also able to keep their attention throughout by incorporating more jokes into his speech. And the use of humor, I think, helped to excite and interest the crowd and increase their engagement. And so it overall seemed to really work with the audience. And so he's transitioned from talking about climate change to talking about democratic socialism, included another humorous attention getter. He gave an example which created kind of a visualization for the audience about a future where we're battling for water with selfie sticks that are made into swords. And I think this example, although strange, kind of helped sell his example to the crowd. It gave them a way, anyway, to see it. And it also kind of put into perspective the importance of climate change. And so his use of examples in each of his sections seemed to have a positive effect on the audience, and the response shows that they are receiving his message. And so in his solution, when he talks about healthcare and democratic socialism, income inequality, these are all topics that are very important issues to Bernie Sanders. And so the audience that's there is there to hear these kinds of things. And so because he's talking about that and making all these points, I feel like that also worked really, really well for the audience. And then lastly, he touches on how Republicans have convinced a lot of people that socialism is a bad thing. And to prove that it's not, he compares the achievements and beliefs of FDR and Bernie Sanders, which lends credibility to the solution that he's giving about how you should incorporate democratic socialism into capitalism. And it also reminds the audience that there have been social reforms implemented in the past in our history that have ended up working out really well and benefited society overall. And I think this was probably the most important thing that he had said, because it shows he clearly considered his audience, especially the people that aren't there, the people who might not go to a rally but are either undecided or they might be swayed. And so to reshape the narrative that socialism is a bad thing, I think is important because a lot of people felt that they didn't like Bernie because of the term socialist. And so to try to dispel some of that stigma really benefited him.